We have here p of x is defined as 2x to the fourth minus x cubed minus 19x squared plus 9x plus 9. We are asked to evaluate the following. So in number 1, we have here p of 2, meaning we want to find the value of the function when x is equal to 2. So when the input is 2, what is the value of p? That's what we're going to find here. So we notice that in this function, we change all the x's with 2. So it becomes now 2 times 2 to the fourth minus 2 cubed minus 19 times 2 squared plus 9 times 2 plus 9. So we simplify this, and we have to remember that when we are simplifying operations, several operations involved here. We have here times, we have here exponents, we have subtract, and we have addition. We have to apply PEMDAS. So we have to do exponents first before any multiplication. So here 2 times 2 to the fourth, that means that we have to get first the value of 2 to the fourth. And 2 to the fourth is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 4 times. So we're going to bring down the 2. And then 2 to the fourth is 16 minus. And then here it says 2 cubed. So we multiply 2 by 2 by 2, and that's going to give us 8 minus. Here I have to multiply 19 by 2 squared. But before I could do that, I have to find 2 squared first. So 19 times 2 squared is 4. Plus this we can multiply right away. So we'll have 18, and we just bring down the 9. So now we have the following operations. Here, multiplication, then subtraction, multiplication, addition. So again, we're going to use PEMDAS. And so we have to multiply first before we do any addition and subtraction. So here's 2 times 16. We have to do this first, and that's going to give us 32. Then minus 8. Now I need to multiply this. 19 times 4 is 76, so minus 76. And then I'll just bring down plus 18 plus 9. So now we notice that the operations are only subtraction and addition. Now when we do this, we do addition and subtraction from left to right, meaning to say whatever comes first should be done. But to do it quicker, we would collect all the positive numbers first. So these are the positive numbers. 32, 18, and 9. They're all positive. So let's add all of them up, and that's going to give us 59. 32 plus 18 is 50, plus 9 is 59. So I'll put here 59. So these are the positives. Now, the negatives are 8 and 76. So the negatives are 8 and 76. So we add those. So 76 plus 8 is 84. So the red are all the positives, and this black number here is we got it from adding all the negatives. Now we can simplify, and we'll have 59 minus 84 is negative 25. So this means that when the value of x is 2, or when the input is 2, the value of the function is negative 25. Right. Now, in number 2, this is asking us to use the synthetic division to find the value of the function when x is 2. So let's do that. So we bring down 2 2 times 2 is 2, or rather 4. Negative 1 times 4 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. Negative 19 plus 6 is negative 13. Negative 13 times 2 is negative 26. Negative 26 plus 9 is negative 17. Negative 17 times 2 is negative 34. And 9 plus negative 34 is negative 25. So notice that when we did direct substitution, we found out that the value of P of 2 is negative 25. So number 1 showed us how to find the value of the function by direct substitution. Number 2 is another way of finding the value of the function, but this time we're using synthetic division. Okay, so we got the same answer right there. All right, so now let's move on here. This is the dividend in this long division, and this is the divisor. Now notice that the dividend is the same as P of x. So this division problem is asking us to divide P of x by x minus 2. All right, so let's do that. So the first thing that we want to do is to find out what is 2x to the 4th divided by x. So we divide 2x to the 4th by x. And that's going to be 2x to the 4th over x. We can write it like that. So now we can factor this. So 2 times x times x times x times x over x. Now we know that x divided by x is equal to 1. So this turns to 1. So we are left with 2 times 1 times x times x times x. And that's going to give us 2x cubed. Now, that means, okay, when we divide 2x to the 4th by x, we get 2x cubed. So this is part of the quotient. And we're going to put that on top of x cubed. We line up the like terms. So we'll put here 2x cubed. So again, 2x to the 4th divided by x is 2x cubed. So now our next step is to multiply 2x cubed by each one of these. So 2x cubed times x equals 2x to the 4th. And 2x cubed times negative 2 is negative 4x cubed. So after multiplying, we are going to subtract. But we said that subtraction is the same as adding. So we're going to add, and we're going to convert these to its opposite. So again, subtracting is the same as adding the opposite. So instead of subtracting, we're going to change the subtraction to addition and convert these two terms to its opposite. So the opposite of 2x to the 4th is negative 2x to the 4th, and the opposite of 4x cubed is positive x cubed. So now we're going to add. So add 2x to the 4th plus negative 2x to the 4th, we get 0. When we add two opposites, we get 0. Now here, negative x cubed plus 4x cubed gives us 3x cubed, because this is like 4x cubed minus 1x cubed. After adding the opposite, we bring down the negative 19x squared. And then we repeat the process. We now divide 3x cubed by x, so 3x cubed divided by x is equal to 3 times x times x times x all over x, and we will divide this and we get 1. So now we have 3x squared left. So we will put here plus 3x squared. Okay. Now, after dividing, we are going to multiply. So we'll multiply 3x squared by x. Again, 3x squared by x is 3x cubed. 3x squared times negative 2 is negative 6x squared. We are going to subtract, but we know that subtracting is the same as adding the opposite. So we are going to change 3x cubed to negative 3x cubed, and negative 6x squared becomes positive 6x squared. Now we are going to add 3x cubed plus negative 3x cubed is 0 because they are opposites. When we add opposites, we get 0. Negative 19x squared plus 6x squared gives us negative 13x squared. Now we bring down 9x, so plus 9x. Then we divide again. So negative 13x squared divided by x, this should be negative 13x. After dividing, we multiply. Negative 13x times x is negative 13x squared. Negative 13x times negative 2 is positive 26x. Now, we know that in subtracting is the same as adding the opposite. We're supposed to subtract here, but instead of subtracting, we are going to add the opposite. So this becomes positive 13x squared, and this becomes negative 26x. So now I'll have negative 13x squared plus positive 13x squared. This gives us 0. 9x plus negative 26x is going to give us negative 17x. Then now we bring down the 9 and repeat the process again. We divide negative 17x by x. We get negative 17. Now negative 17 times x is negative 17x. Negative 17 times negative 2 is negative, a positive rather, 34. Okay, then we're going to subtract, but the subtract means to add the opposite. So this will turn to negative. Negative 17x turned to positive. So now negative 17x plus 17x is 0. Well, 9 plus negative 34 is negative 25. So again, this is the dividend, this is the divisor, this is the quotient, this is the quotient again. This is the quotient, and negative 25 down here is the remainder. Now, what do we notice here? When we find the value of p when x is 2, we get negative 25. If we want to find out if 2 is a 0 of p of x, we use the synthetic division, and we notice that the last number here is not 0, therefore 2 is not a 0 of p of x, but the last number is negative 25, which is equal to this number here. Then when we divided p of x by x minus 2, we notice that the remainder is equal to negative 25 as well.